Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network, and it is our last game broadcast before the Thanksgiving break next week. JPII-MLK taking on Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb as Ensworth take a third crack at trying to clinch a Predators Cup berth. The good news tonight is they only need 1 point. A tie will do it tonight, but I'm sure they'd like to win the game and absolutely punctuate themselves a Predators Cup berth and give themselves a shot at defending their title, because once they get into the Preds Cup, all they have to worry about now is trying to win the GNASH Cup regular season championship and being the 1 seed for the big show. There's also, well, we're not doing the next game on here between Brentwood and Mount Juliet, but if Brentwood beat Mount Juliet or that game ends in a tie, then the Golden Bears will be bound for the Henry Hine Cup, joining Montgomery County, who claimed a spot the other night with a loss to Centennial. Let's do what we always do, which is going over the final scores from Monday. On Monday, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb and Montgomery Bell ended in a 3-3 tie. Tennessee Outlaws beat Brentwood 8-5. Ravenwood beat Franklin 9-5. Centennial FRA beat the Montgomery County Rangers 3-1. And an incredible game between Station Camp Liberty Creek and the Rampage. Station Camp winning 5-4, scoring 4 unanswered in the third. Toby Mahaffey scoring the game winner, with just 19 seconds left. So here are the standings coming into tonight. Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb leading, still unbeaten, though no longer perfect. 9 wins, no losses, 2 ties. Franklin in second at 8-3. Hendersonville beats Lawson 7-2-1. They're not playing again until 2 weeks from tonight. Ravenwood at 7-1. They're not playing again until December 2nd. Montgomery Bell at 6-2-2. They're done until after Thanksgiving. Summit Page 6-2. They're done until after Thanksgiving. JPII-MLK coming into tonight 6-2 as well. The Outlaws, they're done until after Thanksgiving. 5-3-2, sitting in 8th place. Rutherford Rampage in 9th at 4-7. Centennial FRA in 10th at 4-5. Of course, the Rampage beat them on October 24th, so they both have the same number of wins. So that means the Rampage are placed ahead of Centennial on head-to-head. Brentwood in 11th at 3-7-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek 2-6-2. Father Ryan 2-6-1. Independence BAUSN Nashville Christian 1-6-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 0-8-2. And the Rangers are at 0-10. The Rangers again have now claimed themselves a spot for the Henry Hine Cup. And the Rampage, Brentwood, Station Camp, Ryan, Indy, Mount Juliet, and the Rangers have all been eliminated from contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship. So here is tonight's schedule. All 3 games here at Centennial coming up in just a few minutes here on Rink A. JPII-MLK taking on Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. If Ensworth win this game or it ends in a tie, the Ice Tigers will clinch a spot in the Predators Cup. By the way, we've talked so much about rescheduling games lately. This game was supposed to have been played on September 26th, a Thursday night in Antioch, but it got moved due to concerns that both teams wouldn't have enough players for travel. Now, once we completed week 2, we'd only played 19 games. We have played 77 coming into tonight. So we have played nearly 50 games, nearly 60 games between the original date of this game and the rescheduled date tonight. So that feels like a lifetime ago. Over on Rink B at 8:30, Independence BAUSN Nashville Christian taking on the Rampage. Rampage looking to bounce back from that big loss on Monday. And at 8:45 here on Rink A, Brentwood taking on Mount Juliet. Again, if Brentwood win or that game ends in a tie, then Mount Juliet will claim a place in the Henry Hine Cup. All right, let's move on and talk about the 2 teams playing our featured game tonight. First up, JPII-MLK, coached by Justin Clark, 6-2 coming into tonight. As we look over the results of their last 5 games. Dating back to October 14th when they beat Franklin 4-1. October 23rd, they lost 5-2 to MBA. October 28th, they beat Mount Juliet 4-2. November 4th, they lost 8-4 to Ravenwood. And then last Wednesday, they beat Brentwood 4-1. So here are the stats for JP2 coming into tonight. Clay Roach, the team's leading scorer. He has 14 points from 7 goals and 7 assists. Joe Hiller has 9 points from 6 goals and 3 assists. David Bavas, 7 points from 4 goals and 3 assists. Reese Davidson, 7 points from 2 goals and 5 assists. Saxon Clements, 7 points from a goal and 6 assists. Nick Pellegrino, 6 points from a goal and 5 assists. Coleman Glidewell, 6 points from 4 goals and 2 assists. Oscar Ford and Cade Ziemendorf each have 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Ian Sullivan, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Hugo Ford, 4 points all from assists. Nick Hollis, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Ben Parrish, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Brendan Cox with 2 points from assists. Winston Walker with a point from a goal. And Will Emerson and Dylan Anderson each have a point from an assist. Let's move on to goalie play and make sure that the stats are correct. Because Matthew Simmons in that game against Ravenwood got pulled. Yeah, okay. The stats are right. The stats are right. Okay. Jacob Nwaj played in 5 games. 4 of those were starts. His record is 3-1-0. He's played 176 minutes, goals against average of 1.79, 1 shutout. He's allowed 7 goals and 70 shots turned away. The other 63, his save percentage in the regular season so far is .900. Matthew Simmons has played in 4 games. 4 of those were starts. His record 3-1-0. He's played 159 minutes, goals against average of 3.68, no shutouts. He's allowed 13 goals and 73 shots turned away. The other 60, his save percentage in the regular season so far is .822. Moving on to Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb, coached by Tim McAllister. The Ice Tigers are playing their 12th game of the season tonight. So are Brentwood and the Rampage. 9-0-2, 9 wins, no losses, 2 ties. As we go over the results of their last 5 games coming into tonight. Dating back to November 4th when they beat Franklin 3-0. 2 nights later, November 6th, beat Hendersonville by that exact same score, 3-0. Last Wednesday, beat Indy 8-0. Last Friday, 1-1 tie with the Outlaws, and then back on Monday, the 3-3 tie with MBA. They were 39 seconds away from clinching a spot in the Preds Cup when Matthew Moore scored the game-tying goal with 38 seconds to go. After tonight, Ensworth will play Brentwood on December 2nd, Summit on December 9th, and then finally, the Preds Cup final rematch with Ravenwood on January 13th. And we're probably doing that game that night. Here are the stats. Lucas Tarquin and Spencer Kern are the leading scorers. Tarquin with 14 points from 6 goals and 8 assists. Kern with 14 points from 9 goals and 5 assists. Trex Hooper, 13 points from 11 goals and 2 assists. Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Actually, no. Oh, boy. They never corrected the stats, did they? They never corrected the stats from the other night, did they? Because I don't think they had any of the goal scorers right for Ensworth on Monday. Let me look. They gave Jackson Malleus-Mayer the first goal. That was Henry Cravens. Okay, they got Trex Hooper right, and they got Lucas Tarquin right. Although Trex Hooper should have been 2 assists. One, I think Logan Campbell had the primary, and then the other came from Cravens. Tarquin scoring unassisted. Yeah, I could see that. So, yeah, Henry Cravens has 11 points from 6 goals and 5 assists. So does Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Logan Campbell should have 9 points from 4 goals and 5 assists. Hudson Honeybone with 8 points from 5 goals and 6 assists. Charlie Bonnert, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Emmett Zakos with 6 points from 2 goals and 4 assists. Weston Herringer, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Beckett Adams, 4 points all from assists. Jack Stooner, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Henry Esser with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Heath Hudi, Will Copeland, Joseph Simonetti, each with a point from a goal. Clayton Forbes and Logan Green, each with a point from an assist. So all Ensworth skaters have a point to their name this season. On to goalie play, Bingston Soundar has played in 5 games. 4 of those were starts. His record 3-0-1. He's played 188 minutes, goals against average of 0.24, 3 shutouts. He's allowed 1 goal and 77 shots, turned away the other 76. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .987. He has a point from an assist. Ruben Allen has played in 6 games. All of them were starts. His record 5-0-1. He's played 231 minutes, goals against average of 1.56, 1 shutout. He's allowed 8 goals and 71 shots, turned away the other 63. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .887, and he has 2 points from assists. You know, I'd subscribe to Live Barn if 1, it weren't so expensive, and 2, I could actually go all the way back into September and look at the video archive. The videos are only on demand for 30 days. The season started 2 months ago, so. And also, Clarksville for some reason doesn't have Live Barn, so I couldn't go back and watch that Montgomery County Rangers game anyway, because Clarksville doesn't have Live Barn. Bunch of stupid stuff. Now, let me pull up the live box score, and then I gotta whip out the rosters. Ready to go with the start of this one. Bingston Soundara in goal for Ensworth. And it's Jacob Benoit in goal for JP2 for this first period. Ensworth will carry the puck from my left to right. JP2 from my right to left. Puck out at center. Hudson Honeybone will track it down inside the Ensworth zone. Backhanded across to Weston Herringer. Herringer banking it off the near boards and out to center. Herringer catches up to it at center, passes it back to the far side, and Honeybone, who brings it into the JP2 zone on the left wing, leaves it. Trex Hooper. Hooper's shot over the net from above the top of the left circle. Logan Campbell out at center. Gets knocked down as he brings the puck into the JP2 zone, and I think it's Saxon Clements. The JP2 checker lost his helmet. It is Saxon Clements. Lost his helmet, so they blew the whistle for safety reasons. That took the first 48 seconds. Oh, I guess, or was it offside? I guess Ensworth were offside, but he did lose his helmet, Clements did. They dropped the puck on the dot across from the JP2 bench. And the puck now in the Ensworth zone. Oh, but offside. Was knocked into the zone by Oscar Ford. I think one of his teammates went over the line before the puck did. 12:59 left in the first. No goals on the board. Draws on the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. Draw one by Ensworth. Puck at center. JP2 with it. Oscar Ford brings it into the Ensworth zone on the left wing side. Stops. Passes off to Joe Hiller trying to go to the slot. Puck knocked away. Hiller gets it back in the right circle. Tried to back it into the slot. Was broken up. Now it's at the end boards behind the net. Flicked along by Lucas Tarquin. It rolled along the top of the dasher for a moment, and it's cleared out. Picked up in the JP2 zone by Ian Sullivan. Out at center, Beckett Adams with the puck now. And he starts skating towards the JP2 blue line. Brings it into the zone. Oh, he took a bump. He ran into Reese Davidson, and Davidson lost a glove. Davidson picks it up as the puck is out at center. And it ends up being iced from behind the red line by Ensworth. Not sure who that was. But 11:56 left in the first and no goals on the board. Oh, wait a minute. They're dropping it. Okay, it wasn't an icing. They're dropping it inside the JP2 zone to the left of Benoit. So JP2 player must have redirected it out of play. I thought it was going to be ice. Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty against JP2. Reese Davidson goes to sit in the box. I'm not sure what the call was. I thought it was offside. Too many men? Okay. Too many men, Ruben Allen telling me. So Ensworth on the power play, just over 2 minutes in, no goals on the board. Hudson Honeybone shot in the blue line, turned away by Benoit. Somebody in white looking for a redirect in front. Now back the other way, go JP2. Here is Saxon Clements, unable to get around the back, checking Weston Herringer. Puck comes on goal, and Bingston Soundara has to stop and cover. So Reese Davidson serving a too many men on behalf of the JP2 bench. Draw to the left of Soundara. Draw one by Ensworth. Here's Hudson Honeybone. Taking it to center, but he lost the puck. Oscar Ford sends it back into the Ensworth end. Puck is behind the net. Now Honeybone out on the far side, ahead to Henry Esser, who deflects it out to center. Picked up by Trex Hooper, has to go back into his own zone to try and stretch things out. Passes over to Honeybone, now back to Hooper. Hooper inside the JP2 zone, gets around one defender to the net, shot, score! What a goal by Trex Hooper. Flicked the puck around a JP2 back checker, went around him, caught up to it, approached the front of the net and flicks it in to give Ensworth a 1-0 lead with 11:05 to go in the first, and on the power play as well. Ensworth with the puck again, shot from Mehmet Zakos at the right point, stopped, and then a rebound try stopped and covered up by Benoit. Draws to Benoit's left. One by JP2, they get it out to center. Puck in the Ensworth zone. Emmett Zakos banking it off the far boards. But it's brought back into the Ensworth zone. Saxon Clements sending it out to the near side. Jackson Melius-Mayer beats Clayton Roach to it. Carries it out to center. Roach poked it off his stick, but backing him up to send it the other way was Lucas Tarquin. Puck went right past Ian Sullivan and all the way down to the inboards of the JP2 zone, so no icing. Now Ensworth trying to get possession back inside the JP2 zone. Puck around on the far side. And the puck back in the Ensworth end, sent up the near wall by Emmett Zakos. Now it's back in the Ensworth zone. Henry Craven's backhanding it up the far wall. Heath Hudi tried to clear it out, held in at the right point. Oh, and then it just goes over the blue line. Sent back in by Nick Pellegrino, but he let it go quickly because he saw Coleman Glidewell across the way. Now the puck back in the Ensworth zone. Here is Pellegrino below the goal line on the right wing side. Now coming back out towards the half wall. Now dropping it down deep around the boards to the near side. In the left wing corner, it's picked up by Oscar Ford. Sends it along to Joe Hiller. Hiller comes out to the left wing. I'm sorry, it's Clayton Roach out to the slot, and his shot stopped and held on to by Soundara. Took almost 5 minutes for JP2 to get their first shot on goal. But it's Clayton Roach, their leading scorer, who took it. 9:15 left in the first. 1-0 Ensworth draws to the right of Soundara. Draw one by JP2. Nick Hollis passing down the left wing. Oscar Ford putting it out in front, but it's intercepted in the slot and carried out to center by Trex Hooper. Hooper Back in the JP2 zone on the left wing side. He stops, waits for help. Had the puck poked away, kept in the zone on the left point, I think by Weston Herringer, but now it's taken and brought back into the Ensworth zone by Nick Pellegrino, but he has it taken away by Hudson Honeybone. Puck out at center. Honeybone had to go back into his own zone because he's got Oscar Ford all over him. Backhands it over to Hooper. Now Hooper backhands it up the far side to center. Herringer brings it back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Drops it back to Logan Campbell. Campbell around the back of the net. And the puck ends up being cleared out by JP2. Picked right back up at center by Herringer. He'll dump it back in. Pellegrino with it. Passing it up the far side. Went past Reese Davidson. It's in the Ensworth zone. Icing waved off because it went right past Davidson. Picked up behind the net by Honeybone. And Honeybone will exit the zone. Brings it back into the JP2 end on the left wing side. Tried to center it. Hangs on to the puck. Goes around the back of the net. Passes out to the right point. Malleus Mayer passes over to the far side. Beckett Adams pokes it to the end boards with one hand. JP2 trying to work the puck out now. It's taken back. Malleus Mayer around the back of the net. Comes out. Right wing side. A shot. Oh, I think he hit the post. I think he may have hit the outside of the post to the left of Benoit. Now a shot from the left point, and Adams is blocked in front. Malleus Mayer sending the puck around the kick plate to the near side. Ian Sullivan's going to get there first. Pushed into the right wing corner boards. And now here's Henry Esser trying to back into the net that was blocked. Correction, that's Charlie Bonnert. Now Beckett Adams, left point. Sending it past the net, off the boards. It comes out in front. JP2 player picks it up, tries to clear. Held into the right point. And a shot blocked. Now it's picked up, and a backhander from Lucas Tarquin. Missed the net. Oh, sorry. Benoit got a piece of it. Okay. Puck finally cleared out by JP2, who will change some personnel, but not all. Beckett Adams brings the puck back into the zone on the left wing side. Sending it past the net. Now it's out on the near side, and it ends up going into the netting above the glass. Actually, it goes into the netting above the glass at the JP2 bench. 6:42 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw was to the left of Benoit, won by JP2, and they clear it out of the zone. But Ensworth get it back at center. Jack Stooner brings it into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Try to pass to the slot. And Will Copeland, right wing corner, he'll send it around to the far boards. Now it's picked up and carried to center by JP2. Brought into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side, and a shot from Saxon Clements just inside the top of the right circle, stopped and held on to by Soundara. Just the second shot on goal for JP2. 6:10 left in the first. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw to the left of Soundara. Won by the Knights. Wraparound try by Clayton Roach. Oh, the puck was knocked off his stick by Emmett Zakos. He had the right-hand side of the net wide open, but Emmett Zakos stretched out that stick and poked it away at the last minute. Or last second, I should say. Puck back in the JP2 zone, brought out by the Knights. It's in the Ensworth zone, but immediately cleared out by Henry Cravens. Jack Stooner brings it back in. Ensworth making a couple of changes. Henry Esser off the bench, banks it off the near kick plate, picked up by Clayton Roach. Now it's behind the net on the stick of Oscar Ford. Sent back out towards the blue line, but picked up and brought out by Trex Hooper. Now Jack Stooner into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Puck knocked off his stick. Hooper flicks it back. Henry Esser, a shot from the right point, gloved and held on to by Benoit. 5:19 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Draws to the left of Benoit. Won by JP2. They get it out of the zone. It's in the Ensworth end, picked up by Hudson Honeybone. Jack Davis behind him, tapping his stick on the ice, trying to trick him, but Honeybone doesn't fall for it. Honeybone now in the JP2 zone on the right wing side. A shot off the right leg pad of Benoit. And the puck ends up being sent the other way by JP2. It hit the skates of Jack Davis just past the red line, so icing waved off as it went deep into the Ensworth zone. Here's Oscar Ford trying to go to the front of the net. He has to go around the back of it. Backhands it out in front. Jack Davis, little backhanded flick on goal, stopped and covered up by Soundara. 4:28 left in the first, still 1-0 in favor of Ensworth. Draws to the right of Soundara. Won by JP2, sent across the front of the net from the left circle by Cade Ziemendorf, and then a shot from the right wing side. Goes into the netting above the glass. It was off the stick of Ian Sullivan. Went off an Ensworth stick on its way into the net. Netting. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Won by Ensworth. Weston Herringer. Now Hudson Honeybone trying to send it around to the far side. It hit the skates of Herringer and slowed down a bit. Herringer catches up to it, sends it up the far wall, but it's still inside the zone. Taken by David Bavis, but then Herringer comes in, takes the puck off him, carries it to center, brings it into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Cannot get around the back checking Ian Sullivan. JP2 clear the puck out to center. Here's Cade Ziemendorf. Back into the Ensworth zone in the slot, taking a shot. Just missed the net to the left of Soundara. He may have gotten a piece of it on its way by. Yep, they put it up on the board. Here's Jackson Malleus-Mayer whipping it around to the far side. Deflected out to center by Charlie Bonnert. Ian Sullivan inside his own zone. Passing it out to the far side, sent back into the Ensworth zone, but immediately picked up and brought out by Beckett Adams. Took a little bump from Winston Walker, but carried on with a puck. Now he carries it to the front of the JP2 net, and a shot, well, I think was blocked or stopped by Benoit. There's a one-timer from Lucas Tarquin in the right circle that's turned away by Benoit. Puck in the left wing corner. JP2 trying to clear, kept alive at the left point by Adams. And his shot takes a deflection and goes into the, I think it may have gone into the netting. Benoit had it in his glove. .256 left in the first, draws to the right of Benoit. Won by JP2, puck sent around the boards to the near side and out. Beckett Adams ahead to Will Copeland, who sends it back into the JP2 zone. And now the puck brought into the Ensworth end offside by Clayton Roach. Either Coleman Glidewell or Saxon Clements hadn't cleared the zone. And Clements asking the linesman, was it me who was offside? And he said, yeah. And Clements looking to the ceiling in frustration, draw on the dot across from the Ensworth bench. Won by JP2. Sent into the Ensworth zone towards the front of the net. Soundara having to stop it. Now Will Copeland with a puck on the near side, sending it out to center. Picked up by Nick Pellegrino. Now it's back in the Ensworth zone, but immediately cleared out by Beckett Adams. It's going to go for an icing, though. 2:19 left in the first, still 1-0, Ensworth. Draw is to the left. No, it's going to be to the right of Soundara. No, it's going to be to the left. It's going to be to the left. Because Beckett was out near the far side. Puck in the right wing corner off the draw. Here's Clayton Roach now behind the net, coming out to the left wing side. Hands it off. Nick Hollis moves down the left wing, takes a shot. Stopped by Soundara. On-angle shot from Hollis, stopped by Soundara. Puck out behind the net. Soundara doesn't have his stick. It's out near the slot. Henry Cravens picks up the puck, trying to get it out of the zone. And he does so Soundara can come over and get the stick. Now the puck's back in the Ensworth zone. Now Soundara had to go back in the crease. Saxon Clements sent the puck back into the zone. Now he sends it around the boards. And Henry Craven sends it to the left-hand side of the net to get it back near Soundara. Soundara crouches down, picks it up while Cravens controls the puck on the far side, clears it out. It's played with a high stick by Trex Hooper, but then immediately picked up by Oscar Ford, brought back into the Ensworth zone. A shot misses the net to the left of Soundara. Here's Trex Hooper, having the puck knocked off his stick, picked up by Cravens, sending it around to the near side. Now Trex Hooper flicks it out to center. Last minute of the first. Puck going into the Ensworth. No, it did not go to the end boards. Bankston Soundara sent it over to the right wing corner to his left, but it's held in the zone and shot past the net from the right point by Nick Pellegrino. Now Weston Herringer banks it off the near kick plate, held in at the left point by Hugo Ford. His shot blocked by the right hand of Herringer, who carries it out, banks it off the near boards, back down into the JP2 zone under 30 seconds left of the period as Pope end up icing the puck from their end. 24.9 seconds left in the first. 1-0, Ensworth. Draw is going to be to the right of Benoit. One by JP2. Puck brought into the Ensworth zone by Oscar Ford. Taken away down low by Hudson Honeybone. Trying to backhand it out to the near side. Marius Mayer dropping it back around to the near side. Honeybone backhanding it up the near boards. Cleared out by Lucas Tarquin. It went out of play. Clock stopped with 0.1, but the linesman told him just run it out. Trex Hooper with the early first period goal, and Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb lead JPII-MLK 1-0 at the end of one. Ready to start the second period. Jacob Benoit still in goal for JPII-MLK. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. For the second period, JP2 will move the puck from my left to right, Ensworth from my right to left. Shots on goal are even at 8 apiece. Puck in the Ensworth zone off the draw. JP2 with it. Passed out to the right point, Ian Sullivan. Across to Hugo Ford, and his shot from the left point. I don't know if Soundara stopped that or not. It just went past the net to the right, it looked like. Here's Oscar Ford, shot in the left circle, turned away by Soundara. Now Ford again, another shot. Stopped by Soundara, who laid out to make the save and cover. JP2's best chance of the game so far. Well, outside that wraparound try by Clayton Roach in the first that was shut down by Emmett Zakos. Stretching out the stick in the last second. 13:25 left in the second. 1-0 Ensworth, draws to the right of Soundara. Won by JP2, but taken by Ensworth. Here's Beckett Adams through center. Into the JP2's on the left wing side. Sends it past the net to the right of Benoit. Now Nick Pellegrino with it. Try to pass it up the near side. It was slowed up by an Ensworth stick, held in the zone by Beckett Adams, but then he gives it away to Nick Hollis. Hollis, got hooked, it looks like, by Trex Hooper. Referee's arm in the air. Puck touched up, I think, by Clayton Forbes. Yep, it's going to be a hooking call against Hooper. So JP2 going to go on the power play for the first time in this one. .12:57 to go in the second, 1-0 Ensworth. As the Knights with a chance to even things up. Draw is going to be to the right of Soundara. Draw one by Ensworth, and it ends up being sent into the netting above the glass by Henry Cravens, trying to clear it out. Into the netting above the glass on the bleacher side. Draw's going to be to the right of Soundara again. JP2 win it. Kept alive at the left point, Nick Pellegrino. Out to the center point. Oscar Ford moves over to the right wing side, and his shot went off some Ensworth skates before it ever got to the front of the net. Puck back-ended out towards the blue line again. Clayton Roach keeps it alive. Nick Pellegrino, center point. Passing it over to Roach, who's moved down the right wing, tried to center it. It went off an Ensworth stick in front of the net. Now here's Henry Esser firing it past the JP2 net from center. Now here's Clayton Roach. Roach passing it up the far side to Oscar Ford. Fell to his knees. Kept the puck in his stick when he got right back up. Roach passing to the slot. Joe Hiller deflects it off his stick. Catches up to it on the right wing. Minute left in the power play for JP2. Here's Clayton Roach at the left point. Disturbed a bit by, who was that? Was Logan Campbell, who forced him to bring the puck out of the zone. Now the puck is dumped back into the JP2 and Lucas Tarquin beats Nick Pellegrino to it. Carries it up the boards, pinned into the boards by Clayton Roach. Now the puck going back down towards the right wing corner. Under 30 seconds left of the power play for JP2. Here's Nick Pellegrino passing it up the far side. Now Clayton Roach brings it into the Ensworth zone on the left wing. Drops it back. Here is Joe Hiller carrying it down the left wing boards. Taking a shot. I think it was blocked. Then it comes to the slot, and a shot from Oscar Ford had to be gloved and held on to by Soundara. 10 seconds left in the JP2 power play. 11:08 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Draws to the right of Soundara. One by Ensworth. They clear it out. Puck in the JP2 zone. Ian Sullivan pins it up against the kick plate in the left wing corner. Penalty time against Ensworth is up. They're back at even strength. Cade Siemendorf out at center. And back inside his own zone. Lost the puck, but Ian Sullivan jumps in to keep it away from Heath Hudi. Sullivan passing over to the far side. Now at center with it, David Bavis. He'll bring it into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Tried to drive it back. Siemendorf gets off a shot, misses the net to the left of Soundara. Puck sliding through center back into the JP2 zone. It's going to go past the net to the right of Benoit. Icing waved off. And Ian Sullivan barely tapped in the puck. Will Copeland grabs it, tries to put it out in front for Jax Dooner. Sullivan catches up to it and clears it out. Dumped back into the Ensworth zone by Siemendorf. Picked up by Hudson Honeybone. Stops behind his own net. Comes out to the left. Banks it off the near boards. Copeland had it knocked away by Sullivan. Ian Sullivan back into the Ensworth zone. Trying to go down the slot. Puck taken by Jax Dooner and brought back out to center. but then taken back by Sullivan. Takes a slap shot right as he brings it over the Ensworth blue line, and it goes over the net. Still in play, Clayton Roach has it. Pushed into the boards. Picked up by Heath Hudi. Puck coming around to the near side. Honeybone will bring it out to center. Honeybone back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Stops to look for help. Tried to send it to the front of the net. Intercepted by Nick Pellegrino and cleared out. Here is Beckett Adams. Adams passing it over to the far side. Brought back into the Ensworth zone, but immediately picked up and brought out. Trex Hooper into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Takes a shot off the stick of Nick Pellegrino on the back check into the netting above the glass. 8:44 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. So great back checking there by Nick Pellegrino. Draw is going to be to the left of Benoit. Draw one by JP2, but they can't clear it out. Held in by Beckett Adams and sent back down low from the right point. Joe Hiller sends it out to the far side. Here is Oscar Ford. Carrying it to center, tied up a bit with Trex Hooper. Let's go with the puck and let's Joe Hiller bring it into the Ensworth zone, but offside. Another offside call against JP2. Drawing the dot across from the JP2 bench. One by Ensworth. Oh, and Logan Campbell started to bring it into the JP2 zone, but he left it behind him right at the blue line. Now here's Joe Hiller back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing. Around the back of the net. Pushed into the boards. Lost the puck. Ensworth trying to clear it. Hit a JP2 skater. It hit Nick Hollis, but he can't hang on to the puck. Brought to center, Trex Hooper. Oh! But Logan Campbell falls over and slides across the JP2 blue line, and it's an offside call against Ensworth. 8:01 to go in the second. Still 1-0. Ice Tigers. Drawing the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. Shot on goal from center by Cade Siemendorf. Had to be stopped by Bingston Soundara. Puck still in the Ensworth zone, put in front. And another shot actually went off of Soundara's right leg pad. Puck in the left wing corner. That's out in the right wing corner. And Jax Dooner with it for Ensworth. He's out at center. Dooner sends it into the JP2 zone, catches up to it on the left wing side. Backhands it in front. And I think it was Heath Hudi who couldn't get the shot off from right in front of the net. Puck back in the Ensworth zone, picked up by Emmett Zakos, banks it off the near side. Taken back by JP2, and a shot from center by David Bavas is stopped by Soundara. He drops and covers. 7:05 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. JP2 have been a better team here in the second. Draws to the left of Soundara. One by Ensworth. They bring it out to center. Now it's in the JP2 zone. In the slot, a shot from Charlie Bonnert takes a deflection. I'm sorry, it's Henry S. No, it was Charlie Bonnert. Takes a deflection and just goes past the net to the right of Benoit. Now Bonnert left circle. Sends it past the net to the right of Benoit. Puck put out in front by Amalius Mayer, and a shot from the slot stopped. And then another shot from Lucas Tarquin stopped by Benoit. Actually, 2 shots from Tarquin. Bonner got off the first shot from right in front that was stopped. Then a rebound try from Tarquin was stopped. And then another rebound try was stopped. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone. Pass across, broken up and brought out by Lucas Tarquin. He's in the JP2 zone. Try to pass it over to Logan Campbell. Kept alive Henry Cravens. Try to get it in front to Charlie Bonner. Nice breakup by Nick Pellegrino, but they score anyway. It's Tarquin. Nick Pellegrino broke up a pass attempt to Logan Campbell, but Tarquin gets to the loose puck in the right circle and roofs it. And Ensworth finally gets some breathing space. They're up 2-0 with 5:50 to go in the second. Ensworth dumped the puck back into the JP2 zone. It's behind the net. Out on the far side, Ian Sullivan. JP2 bring it out to center. But it's taken back by Ensworth. Hudson Honeybone. He's trying to send it into the JP2 zone. Was deflected away from Trex Hooper. Honeybone had to get away from the blue line so Hooper could get back on side. And now Honeybone's tripped on the far side trying to re-enter the JP2 zone. It's going to be a penalty against the Knights. It is a tripping call. And it's against Oscar Ford. So Ensworth returned to the power play. Up 2-0 with 5:19 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Benoit. Draw one by JP2. But taken away by Ensworth. Henry Craven's left point. Spinning around, getting away from Saxon Clements, goes below the goal line. Passes it back up to the blue line, and Beckett Adams. Adams over to the right wing. And Malleus Mayer trying to pass the slot, and Lucas Tarquin's shot was slowed up by a JP2 stick and then cleared out of play on the near side. Well, it was Saxon Clements clearing it out, but they say it went off an Ensworth stick on its way out. So they're going to drop it out. They were referee overruling the linesman who was going to drop it to Benoit's right, telling him it's going to be dropped in front of the Ensworth bench outside the zone. It's won by Ensworth. Logan Campbell, sorry, it's Henry Cravens bringing it back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Passes across Beckett Adams' right point. Adams trying to send it to the front of the net, went off the stick of Ian Sullivan to the inboard. Sullivan falls over, allowing Charlie Bonner to put it in front. Tarquin corrals after it went off a JP2 stick. Beckett Adams, right point. Passing it over, top of the right circle, Malleus Mayer. Back up top to the center point, and Adams under a minute left in the power play for Ensworth. Henry Cravens, top of the left circle. Back to the center point, and Adams. Adams down the right wing to Malleus Mayer. One-timer misses the net to the left of Benoit. Here's Cravens sending it behind the net over to the far side. David Bavis gets to it, backhands it up the far wall. Joe Hiller out at center, gets past Hudson Honeybone, who knocks it off his stick when he turns around. 30 seconds left of the power play. Puck brought back into the JP2 zone by Malleus Mayer. Clearing attempt held in at the left point. Weston Herringer trying to pass it down the left wing. That was broken up and stolen by Joe Hiller. Brings it to center. Sends it back into the Ensworth zone. Picked up Herringer. Pass across to the far side. Henry Esser. Oh, they caught JP2 in a change. Puck in front for Trex Hooper. He leaves it. Esser whiffs on it. Put in front for Hooper by Logan Campbell. Ensworth in a 3-on-0 and completely screwed it up. Puck back at center. Penalty time against JP2 is up. They're back at even strength. It's dumped back into the Knight zone. Henry Esser should have taken the shot instead of just leaving it in the slot for Hooper. Because Hooper came right to the front of the net and didn't get enough room to get the shot away on that 3-on-0. Puck back in the Ensworth zone, picked up by the Knights. Trying to put it out in front. I think it was Clayton Roach. Yeah, it was Clayton Roach, but Trex Hooper laid down and blocked that pass attempt. Hudson Honeybone backhanding it to the far side, and Herringer leaves it. Henry Esser shoots it on goal from center, had to be blocked away by Jacob Benoit. Trex Hooper backhands the puck back into the JP2 zone. Sent around to the near side. Saxon Clements tried to get it out. I think it was just held into the blue line by Trex Hooper and sent back to the right wing corner. Ensworth making a change. Shot on goal from center in the Ensworth zone, stopped by Soundara. And then it's passed up the far side to Will Copeland, who deflects it into the netting above the glass on the bleacher side of the ice. 1:54 left in the second, still 2-0. Ensworth. They're going to drop the puck right at center ice. Won by Ensworth. Heath Hudi. Right wing side of the JP2 zone into the right wing corner. Puck coming around to the near side. Nick Pellegrino carries it to center. Into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Looking for help, right wing corner. Backhands it up to the top of the right circle. Now here's Nick Hollis. Almost having it poked away by Heath Hudi. He catches up to it on the left wing boards and sends it past the net. Now the puck rolling to the front of the net, cleared away by Beckett Adams. Will Copeland brings it out, passes to Jack Studer, went underneath his stick blade and back into the JP2 zone. It's in the left wing corner. Hooper behind the net. Last minute of the second. Hooper sending it over to the near side. Tarquin picks it up. Passes out to the blue line Adams. Backhands it down the wall behind the net. Dooner going to get to it. Oh, but he lost it to Pellegrino. Pellegrino ahead to Jack Davis. Had it knocked off his stick. Still inside the zone, Will Copeland. It was Tarquin who came in from behind and knocked it away. Will Copeland sending it to the left wing corner. Now Tarquin passing it off to Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Puck went up in the air slightly on him. He knocks it down, gets off a shot that stopped and covered up by Benoit. 31 seconds exactly left in the second, still 2-0. Ensworth. Draw's going to be to the right of Benoit. Won by JP2, 30 seconds left in the period. Clearing attempt hit Jackson Malleus-Mayer, but then it was sent out to center by Hugo Ford. Good thing, because Malleus-Mayer almost had pretty much a clean look at a shot. Now the puck brought back into the JP2 zone. Lucas Tarquin on the left wing, sending it to the end boards. Knocked away from him. Here's Saxon Clements. Out to center. Oh, he left the puck behind him. It just drifted over the blue line and was brought back in offside by Charlie Bonnert as Malleus-Mayer was trying to clear the zone. 2.4 seconds left in the second. Drawing the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. Won by Ensworth, sent into the zone, and that's it for the second. Lucas Tarquin scoring just past the halfway point of the second. And Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb lead JP2 2. Ready to go for the third and final period of this one. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Ensworth. Jacob Benoit still in goal for JP2 for this third and final period. Ensworth will carry the puck from my left to right. JP2 from my right to left. Shots on goal on the board read 14-13 in favor of Ensworth. I think they should either be even or 15-14 JP2. One of those two, but Ensworth are not leading in shots. Emmett Zakos in his own zone on the far side. Passing it over to the near side, Jackson Malleus-Mayer at center. And the puck ends up in the JP2 zone, but offside against the Ice Tigers. He's trying to get it ahead to Henry Cravens, and Cravens didn't connect. He went over the line before the puck did. And then Malleus-Mayer came in and touched it up, drawn on the dot in front of the JP2 bench. One by Ensworth. Henry Cravens brings it into the JP2 zone. Puck on the left wing boards. Picked up Charlie Bonnert. Knocked away from him. And now puck sliding through center back towards the Ensworth zone. Picked up by Henry Cravens, but he had it poked away. Now it's brought back into the Ensworth zone by Saxon Clements, but he can't keep it on his stick. Here's Cravens back in the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Tried to send it to the front of the net. That was blocked on the back check by Hugo Ford. And the puck cleared out by the Knights. Ensworth tonight are wearing the Nolensville sweaters. So in terms of jerseys, it's Knights versus Knights, even though the name of the team is Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. Up here's a one-timer from the right circle of the Ensworth zone by Clayton Roach that was blocked. Now Hudson Honeybone through center. Back into the JP2 zone. Shot from the left wing side, went over the net. And the puck cleared down ice by JP2. Icing waved off, although it came to a dead stop next to the left circle inside the Ensworth zone. Weston Herringer gives it away at center to Oscar Ford. Back in the Ensworth zone on the left wing side. Had it taken away, Jax Dooner. Cleared out by Ensworth. Puck cleared out of the JP2 zone by the Knights. Now Joe Hiller brings it back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. A shot stopped by Soundara. Puck out on the near side. And Will Copeland clears it out. Jack Stooner leaves it behind him, although he did get a bit of a push from behind by Nick Hollis. Now here's Joe Hiller. Back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing. Lost the puck. And it's not cleared out. Oh, and then Henry Esther leaves it. Allows Oscar Ford to pick it up. And it's at the left-hand side of the net. A shot stopped by Soundara. Backhanded wraparound try by Hiller. Stopped by Soundara. Then a shot from right of the blue line block. Now Ford coming back down the left wing out to the slot. Moving out to the right wing side. Trying to leave it for Reese Davidson. Backhanded up to the right point. Nick Pellegrino, a shot stopped by Soundara with a right leg pad. And the puck finally cleared out. Here's Jack Stooner. Back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. A shot off the stick of the back checking Pellegrino and past the net to the left of Benoit. Now the pass to the slot and a one-timer score! Beckett Adams with a one-timer that went off the hands of Benoit, then hit the inside of the post to his left and went into the back of the net. And it is 3-0. Ensworth with 10:45 to go. That might be all Ensworth need at this point. Draw one by the Ice Tigers. They give it away at center. Taken back by Ensworth, though. And then it's taken back by JP2. Here's Ian Sullivan, right wing side of the Ensworth zone, around the back of the net. Comes around to the left wing. Tried to pass the slot. It's out on the far side. Cleared out by Jax Dooner. Dooner into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Moving to the right wing, taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Benoit. Draws to the left of Benoit. One by Ensworth. Shot from him at Zakos blocked. Actually redirected by a JP2 stick. Knights bring it back into the Ensworth zone. Here's Clayton Roach. Left circle shot. Blocked by Zakos on the back check. Now Henry Esser out at center on the far side. Leaves it left wing side of the JP2 zone for Trex Hooper. Hooper around the back of the net. Drops it behind the net for Logan Campbell. Brings it back out right wing side. Passes up to the right point. Zakos trying to pass back down to Campbell. Was intercepted and cleared out by Ian Sullivan. Actually went off the boards and came right back to him. So he has to bring it out to center himself. Passes up the near side. Intercepted by Heath Hudie, who comes right off the Ensworth bench. Brought into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Shot blocked. Puck sent around to the far side. Held into the left point, Henry Cravens. Now it's out on the near side. Held into the right point by Emmett Zakos. And then Zakos is taken away. Clayton Roach through center. Back into the Ensworth zone. Backhands it over. Saxon Clement shot. The right wing stopped and held on to by Soundara. 9:01 to go in the game. Still 3-0. Ensworth. Board still reads 2-0. And finally correct the board. Puck inside the Ensworth zone. Cleared out by Weston Herringer. Taken back at center by JP2. Joe Hiller brings it into the Ensworth zone. Lost it in Herringer's skates. Gets back to it on the left wing. Puck is behind the net. Hiller brings it out in front. Pass across. Oh, the pass across the front of the net went through the skates of Hollis, who was tied up with Herringer. Now the puck out in the slot, all loose and poked away from Ford. Oscar Ford by Herringer, but then JP2 hang on to it again. Ford carrying it out towards the blue line, turning around to look for space. He gets off a shot that's turned away by Soundara. Puck out on the far side. Jack Studer trying to clear it out, held in by Nick Pellegrino, and then cleared out by Heath Hudie when Pellegrino tried to send it down the wall and Hudie intercepted. Puck sent back into the Ensworth zone. Here's Herringer trying to bank it off the near boards and hit the back of the referee's skates. Herringer gets to it and he's going to end up icing it. 7:29 to go, still 3-0. Actually, no, it's second ticked off the clock. 7:28 to go in the game, still 3-0 Ensworth. Draws to Soundara's right. One by Ensworth, but held in the zone by JP2. David Bavis on the right wing side left wing side, passing it up to the blue line. Hugo Ford had it knocked off his stick, but it comes to Reese Davidson, who gets off a shot from the top of the right circle that's stopped by Soundara. Now Ensworth with it at center. Brought back into the JP2 zone, but taken by the Knights. But then taken right back at center by Beckett Adams, who backhands it back into the JP2 zone. Lucas Tarquin taking a big hit at center. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone. A shot in the left wing, and Hugo Ford turned away by Soundara. And the puck fired to the other end of the rink by Tarquin. 6:22 to go, still 3-0 Ensworth. Draw is going to be to Soundara's right. One by Ensworth, puck sent around the boards to the far side. Trex Hooper clears it down ice. It's in the JP2 zone, brought out by the Knights. Saxon Clements, left wing side of the Ensworth zone. Had it poked away by Emmett Zakos. Puck out at center, picked up Henry Cravens, back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Now it comes loose to Trex Hooper, but it was jostling around in his skates. He couldn't get the shot off. Here's Clayton Roach back into the Ensworth zone. Passing over to the left wing. Kate Siemendorf, one-timer. Stopped and held on to by Soundara. 5:20 to go. Still 3-0 Ensworth. Draw to the right of Soundara. Won by Ensworth, but turned over behind the net to Joe Hiller. Pinned up against the kick plate. Oscar Ford has it, brings it out to the left wing side. Passes down to the left wing corner. Up went past Hiller. Here's Weston Herringer carrying it up the far side, sending it to center. Hugo Ford intercepts, passes it over to Hiller. Hiller had to get away from him, but then he's tripped at center and laying on his stomach with one hand, he pokes it into the Ensworth zone where it's touched up for the penalty to be called, tripping. And it's going to be against Jax Dooner. So JP2 back in the power play, down 3-0 with 4:40 to go. Draws to the left of Soundara, won by Ensworth. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Held in left point Pellegrino, sent down the left wing. Now Clayton Roach out up high, passing across to the right point. Pellegrino shot, hit the skates of his own man in front of the net, hit the skates of Oscar Ford to be exact. Joe Hiller passing it behind the net to Clements. Back over to the far side, Hiller. Hiller comes out to the right wing. Passes up to the right point, and Pellegrino across. No, it went diagonal and out of the zone. He was trying to go across to Roach, but the puck went diagonal and out of the zone. Brought back in by Pellegrino. Trying to leave it on the left wing boards. Jackson Malleus-Mayer trying to dive out and poke it out. And Henry Cravens puts the body on Oscar Ford to force it out of the zone. JP2 with a puck. Under a minute left in the power play for JP2. They bring the puck back into the Ensworth zone, but it's taken and cleared by the Ice Tigers. Saxon Clements passing across inside his own zone, picked up by Oscar Ford. I said it poked away by Trex Hooper. Hooper with it now inside the JP2 zone. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Knights. There's a one-timer from Henry Cravens in the high slot. Over the net, and the puck came out in front. Was knocked away. Then it hit Hooper. And then it was cleared away from the front of the net again. Here's Joe Hiller. Back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side, and the puck knocked away. Kept alive at the blue line by Roach. Here's Hugo Ford shooting from the top of the left circle. Stopped and held on to by Soundara. 9 seconds left in the power play for JP2. 2:50 to go in the game. Ensworth still leading 3-0. Draw to the right of Soundara. Coming towards the front of the net, went just past the net to his right, and Soundara doesn't have his stick again, but it's behind the net this time. The shot from the right circle misses the net to his left. Penalty time against JP2 is up. The racket even strength. Soundara reaches around the back of the net from the right-hand side and grabs a stick. Jack Stooner out of the box and into the play and ends up sending the puck into his own bench, trying to get it out of the zone. Draw will be on the dot in front of the Ensworth bench. One by Ensworth. Hudson Honeybone backhanding it towards the JP2 blue line, intercepted by the Knights. Ian Sullivan. Out at center with it was, oh, here's a shot in the right circle, turned away by Soundara. It was Reese Davidson who brought the puck in from center and got the shot off. Now here's Kate Ziemendorf, a shot, soft shot that's turned away by Soundara. Puck out on the far side, cleared out by Ensworth. Here's Ian Sullivan. Bringing it back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Up, could not get around the back, checking Weston Herringer, who knocked the puck away. Now here's Heath Udy. Passing ahead to Charlie Bonner. It went through his legs, it went through his skates back into the JP2 zone. Knights trying to get it out, they do. Here's Kate Ziemendorf ahead to Clayton Roach. Passing across to the right wing side of the Ensworth zone. Nick Pellegrino tried to send it to the front of the net. It's stopped by Sandari. He went to cover. He actually knocked the puck away, but the referee behind the net didn't see it and blew the whistle regardless. And now he's saying, my bad. But Beckett Adams is taking the whistle to lace his right skate back up anyway. 81 seconds left in the game. 3-0 Ensworth. Draw's going to be to the left of Soundara. One by JP2 and a shot from Coleman Glidewell had to be turned away by Soundara again. Puck picked up by Lucas Tarquin. Clears it out. Net is empty for JP2. Trying to see if they can get 3 goals in 65 seconds. Lucas Tarquin sending the puck to the JP2 blue line. With it is Coleman Glidewell. Last minute of the game. Oh, Glidewell gives it away to Jackson Malleus-Mir, who couldn't hang on to it. Puck dumped back into the Ensworth zone. Soundara with it. Soundara trying to clear it out. He was going for goal, but was held into the blue line by Nick Hollis. Cleared out of the zone from behind the net by Beckett Adams. JP2 with it again. 30 seconds to go. Puck back in the Ensworth zone. Soundara up. They blow the whistle. Was it icing or what? Icing against JP2, but he caught it in front of the goal line. Bingston Soundara is trying to score a goal here. 26.9 seconds left in the game. 3-0 JP2. Jacob Benoit back in goal, so the draw is going to be to his right. Or the draw is going to be to Jacob Benoit's right, so he's back in goal. One by Ensworth. Then turned over to JP2. Benoit looking at the bench. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone, and a shot from Clayton Roach goes over the net. Soundara may have gotten a piece of it. Benoit staying in goal. Here's Trex Hooper back in the JP2 zone on the left wing. Gets to the front of the net. A shot stopped by Benoit, who wishes he'd made that save. Nearly 3 minutes into the game. Now back the other way comes JP2. Pass across to Saxon Clements. Puck poked away, and that's it. On the third time is the charm. Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb finally get the point they need to clinch a Predators Cup berth, and they'll be defending their title in February. They beat JPII-MLK 3-0. And that also means Centennial FRA are officially eliminated from contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship. So Ensworth are now 10-0-2, 10 wins, no losses, 2 ties. JP2 are now 6-3, 6-3-0. But I don't think JP2 have anything to worry about. Their next game is December 2nd against Rutherford. They should win that one. They were supposed to play tomorrow night against Station Camp, but that game got moved to January. Well, since the next game isn't until 8:45, Frank Wright, who's the operations manager here, has brought out the little edger. He's edging the area right up against the boards at the Zamboni doors. So Ensworth had 3 different goal scorers in this one. Trex Hooper with a game winner. Second goal from Lucas Tarquin, and then the third goal came from Beckett Adams. Player of the game, I'm going to give it to Bingston Soundara. Now, the board reads 24 shots on goal for JP2. I think they had 26, 27. Doesn't matter. Bingston Soundara had a shutout against a pretty tough JP2 team, and Bingston Soundara is going to be our player of the game. You know, I'll split it between he and Trex Hooper. No, you know what? Sorry, Trex. I'm going to split it between Bingston and Lucas Tarquin. Because Lucas was all over the ice tonight, so I'm gonna split it between he and Bingston. So Ensworth are officially Predators Cup bound with the win tonight over JP2. Sorry, folks, I'm just typing something out, and I'm finding it hard to do that and talk at the same time. Now I got to edit a Facebook post. Come on, jeez. All right, so Ensworth beat JP2 3-0. So let's look over the standings with this game in the books. Now leading GNASH at 10-0-2, 10 wins, no losses, 2 ties, and they have officially clinched a Predators Cup berth because nobody below 8th place can officially catch either their point total or, if they were to tie them on the point total, the win total. Franklin in second at 8-3. Hendersonville beats Lawson at 7-2-1. Franklin and Hendersonville should clinch places when they get back from break. Ravenwood at 7-1. MBA at 6-2-2. Summit Page at 6-2. JPII-MLK at 6-3. The Outlaws holding steady in 8th. at 5-3-2. Rutherford Rampage in 9th at 4-7. Centennial FRA are at 4-5. Brentwood 3-7-1. Station Camp Liberty Creek 2-6-2. Father Ryan 2-6-1. Independence BA-USN Nashville Christian 1-6-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill 0-8-2. And the Montgomery County Rangers are at 0-10. And again, Montgomery County have clinched a spot claimed a spot. You don't really want to say clinched when you're talking about the lower level tournament. Claimed a spot in the Henry Hine Cup. And the Rampage, everybody from 9th place on down is now out of contention for the GNASH Cup regular season championship. The Rampage, Centennial, Brentwood, Station Camp, Father Ryan, Indy, Mount Juliet, and the Rangers. Let's go over the schedule for the rest of tonight and then the schedule for the next week of games. Coming up in just a couple minutes over on Rink B, Indy taking on the Rampage. 8:45 here on Rink A, Brentwood taking on Mount Juliet. Again, if that game ends in a tie or if Mount Juliet lose, they will pick up a spot in the Predators Cup. And again, there was supposed to have been a game tomorrow night between JP2 and Station Camp, but that has been rescheduled for Monday, January 13th at 5:30 here on Rink A at Centennial. Play resumes December 2nd. And hold on, folks. Oh, okay. They changed something on the December 2nd schedule. Now let me just scroll back. Okay. Now the game sheet has the wrong locations. For the rest of the season, all those games that were originally scheduled to be played over on Rink B are going to be here on Rink A with a 7:40 game over on B. That's because I've been told the glass isn't so good over there. So that's why they were moving everything around. So it's not the games for the next 2 weeks, at least as Mondays are concerned, the locations are not correct. But on the other schedule page that we used to use, they are correct and do have the correct locations for the Centennial games. All right, so play resumes Monday, December 2nd, 5:30 here on Rink A at Centennial. Franklin taking on Independence BA-USN Nashville Christian. Then at 7:05, also on Rink A, Centennial FRA taking on Ravenwood. That was originally scheduled to be Centennial's senior night game, but it has now been rescheduled. Their senior night ceremony has now been rescheduled for Wednesday, January 15th. Anyway, 7:40 over on Rink B, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb taking on Brentwood. 8:30 on the Terry Chris Spring in Bellevue, the Rutherford JPII-MLK taking on the Rutherford Rampage. And at 8:35 here on Rink A, Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill taking on the Outlaws. Wednesday, December 4th, 7:10 here on Rink A. Station Camp Liberty Creek taking on Father Ryan. 7:30 in Clarksville. Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on the Montgomery County Rangers. The second of 2 home games for the Rangers. It'll be their senior night game. 8:30 over on Rink B. Centennial FRA taking on Independence. And at 8:45 here on Rink A, Ravenwood taking on Summit Page. And then Friday, December 6th on the North Rink in Antioch at 5:45, Summit Page taking on the Outlaws. It'll be Summit Page's senior night. I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do that week, but I'm just going to wait a bit, especially for Monday. See how things for the rest of tonight unfold. But I got a pretty good idea of what I'm doing for the next week of games, but I'm going to hold on to it for a bit, especially if you're one of our newsletter subscribers. I'll probably announce what our plans in the Sunday newsletter this Sunday, which, by the way, is the only letter you're going to get next week. So for all of you newsletter subscribers who have been getting a newsletter every day, well, not every day. I sent 2 last Friday. I sent the usual morning newsletter, and then because the Outlaws Ensworth game ended before 7 o'clock, I just typed one up and sent it out at 7:30. So all the newsletter subscribers got the typical morning newsletter and an evening one last Friday. So they didn't get one last Saturday. But, yeah, if you're a newsletter subscriber, you're getting a newsletter tomorrow and then none on Friday since the game tomorrow night's not happening. All right, it's time for me to quit yammering and shut this thing down. Well, once the other two games tonight are done, we'll have played 80 of 120 games in the 2024-2025 GNASH regular season. We'll have a full third still to play. 40 games left. It's gone by quick. We have played hockey for 10 straight weeks, and now we're taking a 1-week break, and then coming back for 2 full weeks, and then that Station Camp Indy game on December 16th, and then 3 full weeks off, and then back on January 13th, a week of hockey there, and then there's that open week the week after, which is for makeup games, and then the final week of the regular season and the last week of January. So after tonight, we have 4 full weeks of regular season play left in the 2024-2025 GNASH regular season. I want to thank you all so much for your continued support of the broadcast, the podcast, the newsletter, the social media posts, all of it. We wouldn't do it without you. Been doing this for 15 years. And the continued support has been great. And I want to wish you all a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday next week. Our final score tonight, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb 3, JPII-MLK 1. The Ice Tigers have officially clinched a Predators Cup berth. They'll get a chance to defend their title. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday, and we'll talk to you again December 2nd.